All right, welcome back. We are here with another 2021 MLB Draft show. We're joined by a very, very special guest today. We've got Gavin Conticello out of Coconut Creek, Florida here. Big, big summer for you, man. How do you think it went?
I think it was great overall. I mean, I think I did exactly what I wanted to do and hopefully just preparing myself up for next spring.
Well, it was good to see you out there this year. I came out and saw you, I think, 2 or 3 times this past summer, and it seemed like you found the barrel pretty much every time you're at bat. Your at-bats were good every time. Your approach looked more advanced than I'd seen you in previous appearances. So how do you think your approach went this summer against some elite pitching?
I think it definitely got much better. Since we had the time off due to quarantine, I made sure I focused, especially hitting. I hit about 4 or 5 days every week. And I did live at bats with some of the kids that I go to school with. And I think that really helps with my approach and helps sequencing my swing. And I basically just try to gain more control of the barrel and allow me to set myself up for success at the plate and allow myself to stay consistent.
When it comes to your approach, are you the type of guy that, because you've got long arms, you got a big body, are you the sort of guy that seeks the fastball, that tries to ambush the fastball, or especially with some of these better arms that you've been seeing towards the end of this summer showcase circuit, kind of how do you approach these different guys?
So all these kids are throwing at least 90 plus. They all throw really hard. So my goal is to basically jump on any pitch early. I don't like getting down in the count. I believe that seeing a fastball, if it's middle away, I'm still going to swing at it and take a good hack at it because you have more success early in the count rather than being down in the count. So I always try to stay aggressive, but not swing at bad pitches out of the zone. I still try to stay true to myself.
Well, absolutely. It seems like your approach, you like to stay up the middle. I've seen you like to stay up the middle. You want to keep the ball. You want to work off the field to middle more often than not. I see you have some sorry, I'm stuttering all over myself tonight. I'm the one who's nervous. Look at this. But no, I've seen you have some immense pull power this summer, but your approach that we've just been talking about up the middle has been exciting to see. Is that really something you've been working on to do this summer as well?
Definitely. When I try to stay up the middle and my body's going forward, I tend to have most success. I hit most of the pitches that are inside. I won't roll over, and it basically just creates more backspin and flight to the ball. So it keeps me consistent at the plate as well when I think hitting the ball up the middle.
Gavin, you are 6'4". I mean, you're one of the biggest shortstops in the class this year. The best shortstops in the game are 6'3", 6'4", Carlos Correa, Corey Seager. The position is changing a little bit into more of a power position, if you will. Is there a guy that maybe you model your game after that, has a bigger body and has proven that they can stick at the position?
Corey Seager, that's definitely the player that I idolize most. Obviously, we have similar builds. He's heavier than me as of right now, but he has a good approach at the plate as well. He attacks the ball early in the count. He's a solid defender. He makes all the plays. That's exactly what I try to model my game after.
Let me follow up on that just as a follow-up question, because your swing, it's very rotational. You get a lot of torque, and Corey Seager and of course Cody Bellinger kind of have a similar operation. Did you model after Corey Seager, or is it just the way that you've always gone about your business?
I wouldn't say I've modeled after Corey Seager up until recently. I've always been a guy who's had to use most of my body to create power because as a young kid, I was always the smallest kid. So I had to find a way to generate power. So I always used most of my body and I was super rotational. And as I grew older, then I started saying, oh, wow, I see a lot of the similarities between me, Corey Seager, and I. And then I tried to model my game more after him.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah. Well, now you seem to be, as you were saying, growing into your body, and your point of contact on the ball now is finding a quality point. See, I was watching film today, and you hit, I think, 2 or 3 bombs this summer to dead center, and it looked like the power's coming along extremely easy now with your frame and your weight as you're getting older.
Right.
What do you feel like has been your biggest growth besides gaining weight to adding power as you went on your last year and a half?
So I hit at a place called Graden Baseball. They have it's a big company with a lot of different locations of hitting, and they have like Rapsodo, which is a good technology tool that I've been using. Every time I hit, I can see like all the flight paths, the exit velo to the baseballs, and then I make small like little adjustments in my swing to be able to have the most efficient, maximum type of power swing to increase my exit velo and power overall.
Yeah, man, your diamond kinetics, your blast motion, your Rapsodo readings, they're elite. I mean, they're among the top in the class. So you're clearly growing into your power. I mean, barrel speed's approaching 80 miles an hour. It's that's pretty insane for even a pro. So you get that whip, and that's obviously led to the power and the exit velocities that we've seen from you. But kind of the follow-up part on that is clearly you're using Rapsodo. Have you leaned on tech more than maybe some other kids your age just to, develop into that modern ball player that we're seeing?
I'll definitely say I have more access to like modern technology than most other kids do. Just at the place I hit at, they have the K motion sensor, so you can see all the sequencing that you have in your swing and see what's most efficient in maximizing your power. So I definitely think I do use or have an advantage using technology over like the average baseball player.
Is that something that is really baked into your practice routine? All of that tech? I mean, is that something that you're employing on a weekly basis, or is it something that you've just kind of fiddled around with?
It's something that's mostly there. Like I use the Rapsodo, obviously, and I don't pay like a lot of attention to it every time that I hit. But obviously, when I'm hitting, I'm focusing on what I'm doing, and I'm looking at like trying to make adjustments pitch by pitch, seeing what I do, and then after I'll look at the Rapsodo report and see how my exit velo was, how the spin rate and the backspin was, and stuff like that. But when I'm hitting, I try not to focus on that too much. I just try to hit.
Well, the fact that you're using both aspects of the game right there is impressive for your age already. I don't know too many guys at your level that's going back and looking over the Rapsodo reports and making sure you to make those adjustments right now at your age. So that's extremely impressive to hear. And that's just really something exciting. But what I wanted to talk about is your class going into South Florida. You're with a bunch of guys from your area, and it's really turned into an extremely exciting class for 21. How do you feel like your classes kind of came together, and what led you to South Florida?
Well, I think our class, we have a lot of upcoming players like Tyler Dietz, Jack Siebert, there's Connor Manning. We have plenty of good guys who are up and coming, and I think that we're going to have a great program in a couple of years. I'm extremely excited to attend USF and hopefully just become a successful program overall like they already are.
Love that, man. Yeah, South Florida is burgeoning. They're definitely starting to pop up on the map. It's a good school. I want to talk about your defense a little bit because we've talked a little bit about, you being a big-bodied shortstop, but how do you feel your performances have been on the dirt this summer? I mean, is it something you take pride in? Is it something that you make a focal point of your game? Or I guess, where do you see your defensive performance this summer, and where do you hope to see it a year from now?
I think I was pretty solid defensively. However, I definitely am looking to improve my defense a lot. My lateral movement and my overall range, I'm looking to improve a lot over this winter. I think I was very solid defensively, and I was pretty consistent. However, I am trying to improve that and make it a very strong point in my game as well, rather than having it just as an asset to my bat.
Yeah, I've seen you play a lot of shortstop this summer as well, and third base. It seemingly as much third base as shortstop. What position do you feel like you profiled best as you grow and turn into a pro player?
Hopefully shortstop. This summer I played I would say a split between third and short, and most of my life, all upcoming to this past year, I played short. So I would definitely say I'm most comfortable there. However, I love third base as well, and I would definitely say I'm comfortable there as well too.
Nice, man. Well, I kind of want to get into some goofier questions now. Unless you got any more baseball questions you want to throw at Gavin?
Baseball wise, not too much. I was going to ask about some more kids from South Florida. I know you built a relationship with Coby Mayo recently over the last year and so. Yeah. He's kind of been a role model going forward for you. I just wanted to know how that's going and what he's been to your development.
He's helped me immensely throughout this process and helped me out through the summer circuit, and it's given me a lot of good advice. He even recommended me Roger Tomas, his advisor, and I couldn't be happier with choosing him, and obviously he's helped me tremendously throughout this process and helped guide me.
Awesome.
You and Coby are really similar players now that I think about it. Kobe's a monster too. He's like 6'5". He played a lot of shortstop.
He's really big. Yeah.
Yeah. You talk to him very much. How are things going for him at? I'm assuming he's at Instructs with Baltimore.
Yeah, he was just there. I think he's back at home now. And then obviously due to COVID, they haven't really played much. I think they start up in February. They play minor league ball for spring training.
Very cool, man. Well, I don't have any more questions for you. Ian, do you have any goofy questions you want to throw Gavin's way, or should we throw him the Pitbull question?
I think the Pitbull question sounds perfect.
It seems like the Pitbull question is the go-to, especially for kids out of Florida. All right, man, here's your question. I don't know if you've heard it before, so hopefully it doesn't throw you for a loop. You got two choices. One, you can hear every song ever created, but Pitbull's the only one that can ever sing it ever again. Any song you want, but it's by Pitbull. Or you can only listen to one song, whatever song you want it to be, but it's performed by everyone. And it has to be a Pitbull song. So like 300,000 versions of Gasolina. Your choice.
I would definitely take the second option. I mean, I'm not really a big Pitbull guy, and I definitely think I'd get tired of hearing his voice that often.
We're just living in a remix world, huh?
Yeah.
Well, man, I don't have any more questions for you. You've been an awesome guest. We really enjoyed having you on the program. I can speak for Ian. I mean, we're both really big fans of your game, and we've got you've got fans in us, man. We've got high hopes to see what happens with you next July with the draft, and of course what's possible for you at South Florida. So you've been an awesome guest.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me.